1 year ago, the Riverside neighborhood of Sioux City experienced a record-breaking flood. The Big Sioux River crested at a record 45 feet in Riverside. Many residents either voluntarily evacuated their homes or left in the early morning hours as officials went door to door telling them to evacuate. The floodwaters stranded at least 17 residents who then had to be rescued by boat. A year later, we're hearing from those Riverside residents as they reflect on that historic flood. KTIV's Nathan Price has more on their stories.
My neighbor looked at me and she guided me and she handed me a pair of flood boots and she told me to prepare myself.
But there was no way Megan Jackson could prepare for what she saw when she returned home. Jackson's home was one of almost 60 in the Riverside area that were affected by the flooding of the Big Sioux River in June 2024. Jackson said her neighborhood was told to evacuate in the middle of the night as floodwaters poured in. She said when she and her son returned, they learned their home took on almost 4 feet of water.
To see my house in that condition, it was absolutely heartbreaking. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. It just was a lot of emotions at once, and seeing once what was and what it became, it destroyed me.
Jim Jones, another Riverside resident, said he thought his home had been spared from floodwaters. However, he was shocked at what he saw when he returned.
The floodwaters did not make it up to our house. You know, we had 5 cameras operating. I was watching the waters rise and then watched them kind of level out and stay there and thought we were good. When we came back on Monday and the emergency management folks led us down the street, came in and found 40 inches of nasty water in our basement.
Jones said his home flooded from the water backing up through the sewers and coming through the floor drain. He said he lost many personal items, including things he collected over his 30 years in the U.S. Navy, and he worried if he'd be able to get back to life as normal in his home.
It's like a kick in the backside. It's like you don't know what to do next. I mean, the biggest purchase you make in your life is your home. And now your home is flooded and you don't know what the status of your home is. Is it going to be livable? Is it not? What's it going to take to get it back?
Jones said it took his family almost $60,000 to fix the damage, with more to be done. Jackson was also worried about getting her son, who has autism, back into the home that has been his safe space.
Jackson said when they were able to return home, her son wanted to come up to the river and face it and make a powerful declaration.
My son, we were driving back and he said, "Mom, can we go up to the river? I have something to say to the river." And I was like, okay, we can go up there. So we took him up to the river and he looked at the river and he pointed at it and he said, "River, you better never do that again."
So what is being done to help prevent this kind of thing from ever happening again? We spoke to emergency management about plans on improving infrastructure.
Now we worry about, can we repave our roads? Can we fix our parks? Can we fix our pumping stations to pre-disaster? So say, for example, we had a pumping station that got flooded. Can we raise that water pumping station 3 to 4 feet so that doesn't happen again? We want our communities to come out better because of this, not behind the 8 ball.
What remains true is the Riverside community is remaining resilient. In Sioux City, with videographer Joe McMahon, Nathan Price, KTIV News 4.